The wait is finally over. After years of silence, delays, and rumors, the first official trailer for Yellowstone, 6666, also known as 4 Sixes, has dropped, and it's not just a teaser, it's a declaration, a promise that the Yellowstone universe is far from finished. Episode 1 is coming in 2025, and it's about to take us deep into the heart of Texas, where the land is just as brutal as the Duttons ever were. But this time, the enemies aren't fighting for politics or family legacy. They're fighting the land itself and each other. And with a cast that includes familiar faces like Jimmy and Teeter, plus brand new cowboys and the shocking rumored addition of Matthew McConaughey, this series might just change everything we thought we knew about Yellowstone. The 4 Sixes Ranch has always been more than a backdrop. From the moment we first saw Jimmy ride across the flat, unforgiving Texas plains, in Yellowstone Season 4, we knew something bigger was brewing. And now it's finally here. Yellowstone 6N66, the long-awaited spin-off, is launching with Episode 1 in 2025. And from what the trailer shows us, this isn't just another ranch drama. It's a story about survival. The real kind. There's no Governor Dutton, no family meetings at the kitchen table, no debates about who inherits what. This time it's about the cowboys, the workers, the men and women who bleed for the land. The 4 Sixes isn't a storybook ranch, it's over 266,000 acres of real, active, dangerous ranch life, and Episode 1 throws us right into the heart of it. But let's go back for a second. The 6,666 series was first announced in 2021 at the same time as 1883. Since then, we've seen 1883, 1923, and even Lawman Bass Reeves. The Duttons have lived through wars, love stories, and bloodshed, but somehow the 4 Sixes show was left behind until now. And what makes this even more intense is that this series is grounded in reality. The 4 Sixes Ranch isn't fiction, it's a real place with a real history founded in 1870. When Mary Ann Burnett passed away in 2020, Taylor Sheridan, yes, the creator of Yellowstone himself, stepped in and bought the entire thing for $320 million. That's not just commitment, that's obsession, and that obsession shows in the trailer. In Episode 1, we're reintroduced to Jimmy Herdstrom, no longer the clueless ranch hand from Season 1 of Yellowstone. He's grown. He's confident. He belongs here now. And beside him is Teeter, grieving wild and tougher than ever after losing Colby in the Yellowstone finale. She shows up at the 4 Sixes with nothing but pain in her chest and fire in her voice. And somehow that's exactly what this ranch needs. Travis, played by Sheridan himself, might be gruff and unreadable, but when he tells her to ask Jimmy, you can feel the weight of what's about to begin. Because this isn't just Jimmy's story anymore. It's hers too. The trailer makes it clear. This ranch is not for the weak. Cowboys ride for hours across scorching land, horses collapse, fences break, and people disappear. The air is filled with dust, sweat, and tension. The kind of tension that doesn't come from boardroom politics. It comes from life or death choices made in the middle of nowhere. And in the middle of it all, rumors of something darker beneath the surface. A power struggle, a buried secret, and yes, a mysterious new figure who could change everything. All eyes are now on the cast, because this isn't just about Jimmy and Teeter. Sheridan is reportedly pulling in serious names. And the biggest one? Matthew McConaughey. It's still unofficial, but the whispers have been loud for months, and with the new teaser showing a shadowed cowboy on horseback, fans are convinced this is it. The moment McConaughey joins the Yellowstone universe. A Texas native playing a Texas legend on a real Texas ranch? It's almost too perfect. What's even more exciting is that the 6,666 show promises to focus less on politics and power and more on people. Real people trying to run a ranch in 2025. The trailer gives us glimpses of fire outbreaks, wild horse captures, medical emergencies, and long, silent stares across dinner tables. This isn't just a show. It feels like a docudrama, only it's scripted. The lines might be written, but the stakes are real. The injuries are real. And the 4 Sixes, that ranch is very, very real. And it doesn't care who you are. If you can't ride rope or survive, you're out. But one moment in the trailer really hits hard. It's Teeter standing alone outside the bunkhouse, staring at the vast land in front of her. There's no dialogue, just wind and silence. And you realize, this isn't just a job. It's a new life, a second chance. And in true Yellowstone fashion, nothing good ever comes without a cost. Episode 1 doesn't just introduce a new setting, it throws us into a different world. One where strength isn't measured in speeches or legacy, but in broken bones, calloused hands, and how long you can ride before the heat breaks you. The 4-6's ranch is as unforgiving as the West ever was, and the cowboys here, they aren't symbols, they're survivors. In the opening beats of the trailer, we hear a line that sticks like a thorn in your mind. No one saves you out here. You do the work or you disappear. And that's the spirit of the show. This isn't about the Duttons anymore. This is about the land, about what it does to people. Jimmy might be back, but he's not the wide-eyed boy we met in Season 1 of Yellowstone. He's been broken, rebuilt, and now he's hardened. But that doesn't mean he's safe. The trailer hints at trouble brewing inside the bunkhouse. A new foreman is introduced, silent, serious, and already sizing Jimmy up like a threat. There's tension in every glance, every pause. These men don't speak much, but their eyes say everything. Something is off. Someone is lying. And Jimmy? He might be caught in the middle. He thought he found peace here, but the 4-6 doesn't let anyone rest for long. There's always a storm coming. And then there's Teeter, still raw from losing Colby. She's thrown herself into the work with a desperation that feels dangerous. The other ranch hands don't know her yet. They don't trust her. And frankly, they don't care. The 4-6 has its own rhythm, its own rules. And if you don't learn fast, you don't last. Teeter's fire makes her a threat, and the trailer makes it clear. Someone's watching her. Whether it's jealousy attraction or something more sinister, we don't know yet. But one thing's for sure, Teeter isn't backing down. She's already lost too much to run now. The cast reveal brings even more mystery. A new medic is introduced. A woman with a sharp voice and a haunted past. She arrives with nothing but a duffel bag and a horse. And from the moment she steps onto the ranch, the air shifts. She's not just here to help. She's looking for something. Or someone. And the way she stares at Jimmy in that brief shot, it's not just curiosity, it's recognition. There's a history here, something buried, and it's about to surface. Then, in a blink and you'll miss it moment, the trailer shows a brutal fight in a dark barn. Two cowboys locked in a vicious brawl, fists flying, blood spraying across the dirt, and standing just outside the frame is Travis. Watching, judging, maybe even orchestrating. Taylor Sheridan's character has always walked the line between ally and threat, and in 6-6-6-6, he's sharper, colder, and more calculated than ever. He doesn't need to shout to control the room. He just nods, and things happen. Men fall in line or fall, period. But the biggest shock of the cast reveal isn't who's returning. It's who isn't. No Beth, no Rip, no Case. At least not yet. This show stands on its own. It doesn't lean on the Yellowstone name. It builds something new. Something harsher, more grounded. The legacy of the Duttons looms in the background, but the 4-6 has its own code, its own scars, and its own ghosts. The cinematography alone is enough to take your breath away. Dust storms rising like smoke from the horizon, horses galloping in slow motion through dry creek beds, fences being repaired in the dead of night under lightning-filled skies. It's beautiful, but terrifying. Because this isn't romantic, it's survival. And the cast? They're not here to pose, they're here to endure. And just when the trailer starts to settle, we hear a single name, McConaughey. The rumors aren't rumors anymore. He's coming. Whether as a legendary wrangler, a powerful oil tycoon, or something far more dangerous, we don't know yet. But the whispers say he'll be the one to challenge Travis. A rival rancher, a lawman turned outlaw, maybe even a former Dutton ally gone rogue. All we know is this: his arrival will shake the ranch to its core. As the dust settles over the horizon, one thing becomes painfully clear. Yellowstone's 6-6-6-6 isn't just about ranching, it's about war. Not a war with guns and armies, but a quieter, deadlier battle fought with land deeds, cattle brands, and betrayal. Episode 1 plants the seeds early. A man arrives in Amarillo with oil money and a silver tongue. He's not wearing boots, but a tailored suit. And he's not interested in cattle. He wants the land underneath them. The 4-6 isn't just a ranch anymore, it's a target. And this man, he's willing to bleed it dry to feed his empire. And the worst part, he claims he owns part of it already. Jimmy isn't just caught in the middle of bunkhouse politics, he's about to become the ranch's last line of defense. The trailer hints at an old contract, a dirty deal made years ago by a dying rancher. And now someone's cashing in. The land that built legends is now up for grabs, and if Jimmy wants to protect it, he'll have to become something more than a cowboy. He'll need to become a leader. But is he ready? The look in his eyes says no. Not yet. He's scared. And in a place like this, fear is the first step toward failure. Meanwhile, Teeter uncovers something buried in the barn. An old letter, water-stained and torn. The trailer flashes just a piece of it. He knows what you did to Maria. Who is Maria? Who wrote it? And why was it hidden? Teeter's instincts kick in. This isn't just a note. It's a threat. And suddenly everyone on the ranch is a suspect. Trust evaporates, side glances become stares, jokes become accusations. The trailer shows Teeter confronting the foreman in the middle of the corral. No words, just rage. And in her voice, there's something cracked. Like she's not just fighting for justice, she's trying to survive again. At the same time, the new medic, the woman with the duffel bag, starts treating wounded horses, but it's clear she's not just there to heal. In one scene, she sneaks into the ranch office late at night, pulls a folder from a locked drawer. Inside, photographs, a man in uniform, a body in a ditch, and a newspaper clipping from 20 years ago. She's chasing ghosts, or maybe she is one. Either way, her past is tied to this land, and she's not leaving until she finds what she came for. Whether that's revenge, redemption, or something worse remains to be seen. But the most chilling moment comes near the end of the trailer. A voiceover, low and calm, cuts through the noise. There's no such thing as justice on this land. There's only what you take and what you survive. Then a match lights in the darkness. Flames flicker, and in that fire we see Travis standing over a map of the 4 Sixes, marking it with red, planning something. Maybe he's protecting the ranch. Maybe he's tearing it down. With Sheridan's characters, you never know until it's too late. And then, chaos. A barn explodes. A stampede of cattle runs wild under a lightning storm. Someone screams Jimmy's name. And just before the trailer cuts to black, we see him, bloodied, limping, clutching something in his hands. A deed? A gun? A dying man's last words? We don't know. But the look in his eyes, it's not fear anymore. It's fire. Yellowstone 6666 is not a spin-off. It's a reckoning. And in episode 1, every character is forced to choose. Will they protect the land or sell their soul to survive it? Because out here, legacy means nothing if you're buried under it. Just when you think you've figured out the rules of the 4 Sixes, Yellowstone 6666 twists the knife. Episode 1 doesn't just tease new threats, it unearths old wounds. And the past? It's not just something the cowboys talk about over campfires. It's alive, breathing, hiding in the shadows of the bunkhouse and the cracks in the corral fence. We're shown glimpses of an older cowboy, grizzled and silent, who walks with a limp and never removes his hat. No one remembers when he arrived. No one knows his name. But Travis? He looks shaken when he sees him. There's something unspoken between them, something deadly. And when the new medic quietly says, "I've seen that man before 20 years ago at a funeral," the tension explodes. This isn't just a stranger. This is someone who was buried and now he's walking across the dirt like a ghost that refuses to stay dead. But it's not just the older generation hiding things. A young ranch hand, new to the bunkhouse quiet with a deep Texas drawl, starts asking the wrong questions. He's obsessed with the ranch's branding records, claims his grandfather worked here during a time when things went dark. He's not just here to herd cattle. He's here to find the truth about a woman who disappeared on the ranch in 1989. Her name? Maria. The same Maria mentioned in the letter Teeter found. Coincidence? Not likely. As he digs deeper, he discovers a locked room in the old north barn. Inside, photographs, bones, a half-burned journal, and one entry circled in red ink. He buried her near the watering hole, said no one would ever find her, but I still hear her crying. Now the ranch isn't just a place of work, it's a crime scene. And Jimmy is caught in the middle of it all. For the first time, he starts to question everything. Why Travis brought him here, why the ranch was sold, and why Taylor Sheridan himself made this land such a central part of the Yellowstone universe. Because something's not adding up. Jimmy begins to wonder. Was he sent here to lead, or to be a pawn in someone else's game? And the trailer doesn't answer. It just shows Jimmy staring down at an old family photo someone slid under his bunk. He's in it. as a child, standing next to a man who isn't his father. The look on his face is pure confusion, because that photo shouldn't exist. Meanwhile, Teeter doesn't trust anyone anymore. Not Jimmy, not Travis, and especially not the newcomers. She starts sleeping with a knife under her pillow, whispering prayers to people who never answered her before. But she's not breaking. She's sharpening. The trailer gives us one last image of her staring into a campfire, eyes glassy, saying, "This land remembers everything, even the blood." Her voice cracks at the word blood, and we know she's not just talking about cattle. Everything in episode 1 is layered. Every scene, every character, every line feels like it's hiding something, and just when it starts to make sense, just when you think maybe this is just another ranch drama, the trailer drops the bombshell. A new cast member walks into the frame, a Texas Ranger played by Matthew McConaughey. His character doesn't speak. He just stands in the dust hat, tilted low badge, glinting in the sun. And Travis, he walks right up to him, mutters, "You got no business here." McConaughey tips his hat, smirks, and replies, "Neither do you." That's it, one line. But that single moment shifts everything. Because now it's not just cowboys fighting over land, it's law, it's legacy, and it's about to get bloody. As we draw closer to the end of episode 1, the tension escalates. But this isn't just about surviving the unforgiving landscape of Texas or working the land. It's about understanding the brutal power that resides within it. The 666 Ranch isn't just a plot of earth, it's a symbol of everything that's ever been broken in this world. The old guard, those who've lived their whole lives in its shadows, are beginning to realize that the true enemy isn't just the land, but the empire built on secrets, violence, and deceit. And this is where the show takes a turn. No one saw coming, a new order is rising, and it's led by someone you would never expect. In a chilling moment, we finally see the face of the ranch's most powerful figure, the one who truly owns the 6666 Ranch. It's not Travis, not even Teeter or Jimmy. It's a quiet, calculating woman who doesn't speak a word in episode 1. But when she enters the room, everyone feels it. The sudden coldness that blankets the air. She's the granddaughter of the ranch's original owner, and she's come back to reclaim what she believes is rightfully hers. Her eyes hold a look of someone who's seen too much, someone who understands that the world doesn't care about fairness, and she's ready to make it bow to her will. She walks into the ranch house, sits at the head of the table, and stares down the men who've been running the show for years. There's no anger, just cold, calculated authority. "I'm here to fix what you've all broken," she says, and the air in the room thickens with a sense of impending chaos. Meanwhile, the past continues to haunt the ranch. The mystery of Maria's disappearance intensifies as Jimmy and Teeter start piecing together fragments of the past. The whispers grow louder, and soon it's clear that not everyone is playing by the same rules. People start disappearing. Cowboys who've been at the ranch for decades now vanished without a trace. Is it the land that's taking them? Or is it someone who's playing a much darker game? As the search for answers intensifies, the lines between loyalty and betrayal blur, and the ranch that once seemed like a sanctuary becomes a deadly game of cat and mouse. The stakes are raised even higher when a new faction arrives on the scene, a rival ranching group with an agenda that could destroy everything. They've been watching the 6666 Ranch from the outside, waiting for the right moment to strike. They know the secrets buried in the land. Secrets that could shatter everything the ranch has stood for. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure those secrets stay buried. In the final moments of the trailer, we see an explosion of violence. Cattle stampede through the fields, guns are drawn, and the tension between the new order and the old guard is palpable. The final shot shows Teeter standing alone in the middle of the chaos, face covered in dirt and blood, but her eyes are steady. "I told you this land remembers," she says, her voice low and filled with a quiet fury. And just like that, the entire universe of Yellowstone 6666 is set into motion. This isn't just a battle for control of a ranch anymore. It's a battle for the soul of the West, and it's a fight that will leave no one unscathed. In 2025, prepare for the Yellowstone universe to shift in ways you never expected. The 6666 Ranch has been waiting for its time to rise. And when it does, nothing will ever be the same.